So now I get to relax and sit back and watch you break down what's wrong with Texas on the field. There's so many things they have to deal with off the field there and what's going on with their administration and how they have to react to things. But on the field, this is a team that has completely fallen apart in a 5-game losing streak and lost to Kansas. And not to knock Kansas, but you should not lose to Kansas. You should not give up 57 points to Kansas. You should not be down by 21 points to Kansas. And you should especially not do all of those things at your own place.
Yeah. We were talking before the show, should I include Paul Assassin? Do we put the Bo Davis video on here? Realize both those are bad ideas, so we're going to settle for how they do protecting the quarterback. Right here, Texas is trying to block 4 people, okay? So you have 5 people right here. Count them. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 tackles, 2 guards, and a center, right? Simple arithmetic. They're bringing 4. Bringing him, we're bringing him, we're bringing him. No tricky blitzes. Nobody's coming from the second level out here. They're all back in coverage. Nothing crazy. Kansas is trying to get pressure, but they're not trying to blitz or bring the house down. We don't do a good job on the edge right here, and he eats our lunch. So right here, we're slowing our kick slide. He has too much speed off the edge. Why this is important, because this guy right here is our blind side. What does that mean? It means he has no clue where this guy is at when he takes his step to drop back into pass. Watch this right here. We're here, right here, he's lost. And again, look it. We're only bringing 4, so we're double teaming here, we're manned up here, we're manned up here. We are trusting you as an offensive line coach to block your defensive end. Now, Casey Thompson probably could step up in the pocket a little bit quicker, but this is a lose right here. My man gets around the edge, ball's up in the air. Also notice, no sense of urgency to recover the football. We're all kind of just walking around. It's Kansas, it's all right, we'll take a play off, no big deal. Same deal here. The only difference here is we got what's called a green dog blitz from this linebacker. What does that mean? It means he is responsible for Bijan Robinson. So if Bijan Robinson adds into pass block, he's going to blitz. If he goes out into a pass route, we're running with him. So what happens, he gives a little look like he's going to, right now he's like, okay, sweet, I'm coming. He gives a look like he's pass blocking, fine, I'm coming. Ends up getting out, that's fine, we're running with him. That's all diverged to what the real point is here. He gets beat again. Different guy now, different tackle, coming off the edge. Right-handed quarterback, so he has no idea. Right here, we lose. You can't get beat to the edge like this. And again, they're not bringing 5 or 6 guys. They kind of brought their linebacker here, but again, he drops off. You can't get sacked when you only bring 4 people. That's just bad for business. And Texas is a program that's bringing in 4 stars, 5 stars every single year. So it's not a personnel issue. It's not like you're not recruiting these guys, you're not developing them, you're not putting them in a position to be successful. That's why we say every single year, the culture is bad at Texas. There needs to be a cleansing. I think there will be under Steve Sarkisian. He seems fairly okay with that. But both these clips just showing they had so much trouble protecting the quarterback against Kansas ball. Kansas.
Said in his press conference there could be 33 different players on the team next year. And so that's a lot when you talk about 85 scholarships. That's more than a third of the roster that could be gone in a way. And, yeah, they're not developing talent. And I don't think this is necessarily an indictment of Tom Herman or Charlie Strong necessarily, but the thing they have not done at Texas since the middle of Mac Brown's tenure is develop talent, and they're not better at Texas than they were in high school. They're pretty much the same. And that's not everybody, but that's the whole of the roster, and you see that there. And it's not good in the second quarter. You're already changing left tackles.
Yeah, I mean, there's something that you have to look at with all of these clips. It could be summed up in one word: culture. Like, that's an effort thing. I know that the guy's fast and he's a defensive end. He looks like he beats you a couple reps there, but it's an effort thing to say, okay, I'm committing to not letting my man beat me around the edge when they're only bringing 4 people. It's a culture thing, and that's shown itself multiple times. Another thing about culture right now for Texas, getting out physical by Kansas. Credit to Lance Leipold, not trying to take anything away from them. But if you look at these dudes in high school and these dudes in high school, these are 2 and 3 stars. These are 4 and 5 stars, okay? So watch what happens. We have an inside zone play to the left. They're all going to over pursue. He gets caught inside. He does a great job sealing him off here. He is way inside. He's caught inside. Scores and touch football. So watch right here. Right now we lose this play right here because of where his helmet is at. All right? So look, nobody's accounting for the cutback. We lose. He's here, he's here, he's here, he's here, he's here. We're not even looking at anybody here. Big bunch of real estate. Big gaping hole of real estate. Simple cutback. He even trips, makes that cutback into the end zone. That's effort and that's physicality. On the line, they were all getting pushed back. Look at how many guys are on the ground here. He's going down, he's going down, he's going down. We have a collision up here. We have 2 guys getting blocked by 1 guy. Bad for business, scoring a touch football. This is where it gets really bad. Right here, Texas bringing a little cop blitz, meaning you're bringing the corner off the near side. That's fine. Everybody's good in pass coverage here. We don't get home, that's okay. Fine. Quarterback touchdown runs, that's football, that happens. Rally up and make a tackle. He's a true freshman quarterback. I'm talking about redshirt, my man, Jalen Daniels, but we'll see what happens there. Your starting linebacker comes up to make a tackle and watch what happens. Spin cycle gets left, and then he goes and drags 2 of your Texas defenders into the end zone. Watch that again. Drop back, that's fine. It's fine that we don't get home, but the fact that he drags everybody into the end zone with him, it's not good, especially for a true freshman quarterback. Just bad for business, a bad look all around. Steve Sarkisian's going to hear about this a lot this offseason.
Yeah, he absolutely is. And one of the changes he might have to make is change at DC. I don't know if he's going to do that. Yeah. Seem to think that that's not going to happen. But I think, if you just look at what Dave Aranda did here, wasn't working, had nothing to really, it just wasn't, whatever wasn't clicking, sent those guys to their next job, which is unfortunate for them. But it's worked out well here. And your second year at a place is when you usually make, figure out the decisions. I asked Dave Aranda at Big 12 Media Days, do you know what to do now or do you know more what not to do? And he says probably a little bit of both. Like, I know what I'm never going to do again as a head coach after your first year. Now, this is not Steve Sarkisian's first year as a head coach, but it kind of is because it's Texas. It's different than Washington. It's different than his stint at USC where he was not in a healthy place personally in his life. So I think those are things that he might do because – you've got to do something, and you've got to react fast because the way that this season ended, Texas has the money to pay everybody's buyout and go on and keep stacking up buyouts. So now that's not a good thing for Texas. They shouldn't do that, but they're not afraid to.
That's what's frustrating for so many of the fans in Austin is they have all of the resources in the world. Like on paper, there is no reason why Texas shouldn't be a top 10 team every year. Also, the AP puts them pretty close to the top 10 every year, no matter what they did the year before. Another video for another time. But the culture is something that you have to take account for if you're Steve Sarkisian. And what great coaches do, I've found at least, is they're definitive. If something's not working, like you said, Dave Aranda, they make changes quick. So something to keep an eye on in the offseason. But one thing they're making a change on is the culture, and this shows itself probably in the most ugly sense in this clip right here. It's a screenplay. Watch DeMarvion Overshown on this play. So in a screenplay, it's just the epitome of a pursuit drill, essentially. So pursuit drill is drill all defensive players. Hey, you're running from whistle to whistle. Coaches are pointing you different directions. Essentially conditioning. But what it simulates is a screen pass play. So it's a screen, so he's going to slip out the back. That's fine. We got some men out here blocking for him downfield. Watch DeMarvion Overshown right here. Just watch number 0. He shows what we call a loaf on film. A loaf is where you're essentially just not giving good effort. You have a chance to make a play, and you just straight up say, I don't care. It's too much work to go and try and chase down Devin Neal, so I'm not going to. And guys like DeMarvion Overshown, I don't know him personally. I don't know his character. But plays like this are the epitome, the embodiment of what is wrong at the University of Texas at Austin right now. So watch what happens right here. My man gets out. That's fine. He's running. If DeMarvion Overshown sprints full speed, he can cut him off right here. DeMarvion Overshown's a converted safety. He's got some wheels. Man's an athlete. Doesn't matter. We're running. Watch. Just loafing. Just touchdown. Taking our sweet time. Not finishing the play. And it just looked all game long like Kansas had more grit. They wanted to win the game more. And plays like that they put on film for Texas are going to be what drives players out of this program.
Yeah, absolutely. And DeMarvion Overshown's one of their better players. And you can't have that kind of effort from one of your better players because it trickles down the roster. And I think you're seeing that now at Texas. And that's what led to the final play here where a guy who's never played, I'm going to say this again, this dude has never played an offensive snap. They can make a movie about this one play and his parents driving all over the country to watch this thing. His parents drive all over the country to watch all of his games in their minivan. It has 250,000 miles on it. And he's never played, and his one play is the biggest one in Kansas football in a long time. So, yeah, look, if you're Texas, and not to knock the kid who made the play,
right,
you don't let the kid make the play. It's not like those kind of heartwarming Rudy stories don't happen at DKR. That's not what happens. Like, you have to say that. Congratulations on your effort, but not in my house.
And the video of his parents, the video from the crowd of his parents when he scored this 2-point conversion to win the game, they still didn't realize it was him until like a good 15 to 30 seconds after he had scored. They go, oh, is that him? And they just lose their minds because they're just as surprised as everybody else in the country. They didn't even know their son was on the field. Watch what happens. Motion in, and I'll just add this before we get into the clip. The reason why he's on the field is because Kansas has this 2-point conversion play they practiced all week. It's not a play they're going to run on 1st and 10 or 2nd and 3. It's a play they have reserved specifically for the 2-point conversion situation. So that's why he's in the game. They said for some reason, 47, when it comes to 2-point time, you're in the game, you might get the football. What really happens here, what messes it up, is our safety right here, Brendan Schooler, he comes down too hard on this post route. So watch, he collisions. Why, he should be getting over here. He should be getting back over. Instead, he gets caught up on a man over here on this corner route, post route, doesn't get over. Also, my man right here can't tell if he's blitzing because he thinks he's coming out here, and so he realizes he has no responsibility. Would imagine he has some sort of zone back here that he's abandoning. Either way, Schooler's wrong, doesn't get off his man. Now, to all the UT fans, this is a hold. Okay, so that's fair. This right here, can't do that. You can't hold my man with one hand. I'm not trying to rain in your parade, Kansas fans. You still win this game. I think you maybe win this game anyway, even if they don't call this, but whatever. We'll ride with it. Gets out, true freshman quarterback, kid who's never played an offensive snap before. Welcome to history. Chaos and DKR. Texas, we got problems, y'all. Feel like a broken record saying that because every single year it's, wow, the culture's bad at Texas. And now it's a new staff, it's a new head coach. Needs to be a cleansing. Guys like Bo Davis will get Texas where they need to be. We'll see if they can recruit accordingly.
Yeah, they have to recruit accordingly. They have to get in that transfer portal. And look, they might not have the quarterback for next year. I've been saying it all year. Their quarterback of the future may not be in the roster right now.
Yeah.
It may not be Hudson Card. It may not be Casey Thompson. That's something they have to maybe look at. Maybe it's Malik Murphy, their big 5-star recruit.
Yeah. SoCal guy.
Yeah, so we'll see what happens with Texas in the future. That's going to do it for us. Thank you to everybody who watched. Please like and subscribe.